Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including another WWE departure confirmed, real reason WWE released Braun Strowman, could Backstage heat have led to WWE release, AJ Styles hacked, WWE are facing a huge problem, plus much more. Another WWE departure confirmed. Our top story today looks at the latest WWE release news, and unfortunately, another main roster name has been cut. On Saturday afternoon, fans noticed that Shotzi had been moved to the alumni page of WWE.com. This would develop into a report from Fightful Select, who reported that WWE informed Shotzi earlier this week that her contract would not be renewed. There's no news on when her contract expires, yet based on Shotzi's social media content, fans are theorizing that the contract has already lapsed. Shotzi has since taken to X to share her thanks for the support and state that she's going to make her fans proud. I am more than grateful for the wild ride. Can't wait to see where this crazy journey takes me next. I hope to make all my believers proud. WrestleMania extends our best wishes to Shotzi, as well as the other released WWE names. Real reason WWE released Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman had been a great asset for WWE since his 2022 return. Although Strowman never won the world title, he did deliver some excellent work, and his feuds with the likes of Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu were highlights. In relation to why WWE made the executive call yet again to release Strowman, a new report from Dave Meltzer has shed some light on the situation. According to Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Strowman's release came down to his salary being too high. He is the one that the salary was high. One person told me that they felt he was paid more than how they were using him, I guess is the best way to put it, but salary played a part in this. Interestingly, this is the exact reason why WWE released Strowman back in 2021, which similarly came as a huge surprise. Could Backstage heat have led to WWE release? Cora Jade's release was another one of the releases that stunned fans, and fans all weekend have been looking into reasons as to why Jade could have been cut. One theory that is floating around is that Becky Lynch had used her backstage sway to get Jade released. This stems from Jade calling out one of Lynch's social media posts relating to CM Punk and Roxanne Perez. As things stand, there is no concrete evidence pointing towards Lynch being involved in Jade's release, and it's just an internet rumor at this stage. Released WWE star issues statement. One of the most shocking releases of the weekend was that of Dakota Kai. Kai had a promising future in WWE, and she was perfect for the mid-card title scene that WWE introduced for the women's division last year. Kai has finally broken her silence on her release, and according to Kai, she feels like the luckiest girl in the world, but she confirms she's far from done. Trying to get through all the messages, and man, whether it's from friends, family, colleagues, coaches, you guys, I feel like the luckiest girl in the world. That's the stuff that matters. I got to make memories, create the best friendships, and travel the world. I'm beyond grateful for the opportunities. Gonna take a little time, but just know, we are far from done. I've been ready. Let's go, King Coda. Kai would be a sensible hire for a company such as AEW or TNA, as she has so much to offer. Additionally, Fightful Select are reporting that Kai has already gained the interest of outside companies and top wrestling agents, so it looks like the former Damage Control member will be inundated with offers. Former WWE name goes off. Hearing the news that WWE wrestlers have been released is always upsetting, and one former WWE name who is unhappy with the way the releases were handled is Tegan Nox. Taking to X this weekend, the former WWE star stated, "Imagine releasing talent like that. Place is fucking insane." In relation to what Nox is referring to here, it's possible that Nox is taking issue with the fact that WWE just delivered a record-shattering WrestleMania event, and they respond to that financial success by cutting an excess number of stars from the roster. Additionally, cutting talent just before SmackDown is an odd move, especially as a lot of the talent on the Blue brand would have had close personal ties with the names affected by the cuts. Nox didn't stop there. Nox took issue with fans defending WWE and TKO, as some fans were stating that the cuts are strictly business. Imagine thinking you've got a slick clapback for a tweet by saying, "It's just business." Sure, if you're trying to kill it. Far too many crazy talented people let go, but I digress. I'm gonna enjoy watching these superstars kill it wherever they end up. It's completely understandable why wrestlers have a problem with fans saying this. WWE is indeed a business, yet it is always important to be sensitive and to show encouragement to those names that have just had their dream job taken away from them. AJ Styles hacked. Fans were alarmed when AJ Styles began to post incredibly offensive remarks on his X account. The remarks kept coming, and it was apparent that Styles' social media account had been compromised. Styles would then take to Instagram to address the hacking and state that his SIM card had been stolen.
Hey guys, AJ Styles here. Just to let you know, my Twitter/X, whatever you guys are calling it, has been hacked. If you didn't know, I mean, it's some crazy stuff. I was able to pull it up on my wife's phone because I'm not able to get my Twitter account. They stole my SIM card. Somehow that happened. Somebody allowed that at AT&T, but then I got another guy working on it. But anyhow, just want to let you guys know, some idiot, some moron stole my phone or my SIM, whatever it is, and was able to hack Twitter for me. So, or X. Anyway, just let you know.
Thankfully for Styles, the posts have since been taken down. Will Braun Breaker main event WrestleMania? It's evident that WWE have huge plans for Braun Breaker, and according to Paul Heyman during an interview with Shaq Wrestling, Breaker isn't going to just be a future WrestleMania main eventer, he could headline the event a dozen times. If you sit with Braun Breaker and he starts to analyze his entrance, his promo, the manner in which he approaches his match, and you've heard people at this stage of his career do the same, whose names are such as Mark Calloway, who went on to be The Undertaker, Steve Austin, who didn't have too bad of a career, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns come to mind, and you see that Braun Breaker is asking all the same questions, and you realize he's going to live out his ambitions. He's going to main event a dozen WrestleManias because he has youth, ability, strength, conditioning, and the discipline on his side. This is high praise indeed from Heyman, and it does seem likely that Breaker does headline his first WrestleMania event in the next few years. Breaker is currently aligned with Heyman on WWE TV along with Seth Rollins, and there's a strong chance that Breaker versus Roman Reigns is a future PLE headliner. Whether that highly anticipated collision takes place in the main event of a future WrestleMania remains to be seen. Hulk Hogan addresses fan hatred. Hulk Hogan's recent WWE appearances have gone down rather poorly. Fans have had zero interest in seeing Hogan, and this is predominantly down to his past remarks fans haven't been able to forget. Nevertheless, Hogan has been outright asked about the fan resentment towards him at recent WWE shows. In typical Hogan fashion, he tried to spin a false narrative, and according to Hogan, during an interview with Alfred Konuwa, he claimed that wrestling is a work, and he compared it to The Rock being booed in LA. Well, it's kind of weird because a lot of people forget that professional wrestling is a work, and so I've seen The Rock in Vegas. I love him to death. I've seen The Rock in Vegas, I've seen The Rock in LA, and they booed him out of the building. Hulk Hogan goes to LA, and they boo him out of the building, and everybody, bam, what is it? 3.2 billion interactions or something? Just crazy numbers. Hogan would then boldly claim that it would be a bigger issue if he wasn't receiving any reaction from the audience. So I'm used to being cheered or booed. It's kind of like if you don't get a reaction, there's a serious problem. A lot of the haters are gonna hate, brother, and at the end of the day, I switched gears a couple of times, like the NWO, I switched gears with my lifestyle, I switched gears with what I believe in. There's always going to be somebody that jumps in there, so I'm so used to it that if they weren't nipping at my heels, I wouldn't feel alive or I wouldn't feel relative. So I'm really kind of used to it. My whole career has been like this. Hogan is 100% convinced that fans have a problem with his fictional pro wrestling persona when that just simply isn't the case. WWE are facing a huge problem. Lately, it seems like the problems for WWE just keep on coming. Yesterday, Brandon Thurston took to X to state more details relating to a legal case for WWE, as WWE's own shareholders are suing them, as they don't believe that the process that resulted in the TKO merger was honest. WWE shareholders are suing WWE. They allege the process that resulted in the TKO merger wasn't an honest search for the most favorable buyer. The lawsuit is now in the discovery phase, where parties turn over certain evidence. Vince seems to be resisting to some extent. WWE and TKO have had a terrible month from a PR perspective, and now with more details of this lawsuit surfacing, as well as the recent releases, they're facing backlash left, right, and center. CM Punk's big goal revealed. Our final story today looks at CM Punk's latest Instagram Live as the current WWE star set out a clear vision for the year ahead. In his live, Punk outright stated that his goal is to now main event Night 2 of WrestleMania. Sure I do. Gotta hit Night 2 for all those people that move the goalposts. Fans are already speculating that one of the main events of WrestleMania next year will be Punk versus Cody Rhodes, and this certainly fits the bill for a Night 2 slot. A lot of fans see Night 2 as the more prestigious spot. While this argument has merit, the sheer quality of the Night 1 main event since 2021 speaks volumes, and Night 1 is starting to etch out a pretty solid history and reputation.